Does anyone else think that amethyst shard automation is just not necessary? Look at all this. I've got a full double chest. How much more could I possibly need? Hello everyone, my name is Endavar and welcome back to another episode from the single player survival series. Okay, so we're starting things off today at our new 1.17 farming area. And if you didn't see the last episode, what we've got here is a zombie spawner and a skeleton spawner right next to each other. And what we're doing is taking these zombies, converting them into drowns, and dropping them down into here. And look at them all in there. They are having a good time. Right, so before we get to that, we're just going to go up here. I'll show you what I've been doing, because we did have a bit of an area to mine out. And that is what I've been up to. I haven't completely finished it yet, but I have been coming back and getting these shards. As you saw in that first clip, we have a full double chest of these things and more just lying around. Look at that. And then up here, I've been doing a bit more digging out because I wanted to try and get some copper. So this level here is Y47 to 49, and this is the best rate for copper ore generating. So what I've been doing, I've got my haste 2 beacon there. I've just been digging out the area that the beacon will reach, and as you can see, I've got a lot more to do. I've marked out the edges, but all of this needs to go as well. But we've done quite well. We've got quite a decent amount of copper out of this, so let's go have a quick look at that. Yeah, so this is the copper that we've got so far, and that's not bad. What we've got there, just over 5 stacks, so that's not bad. I can live with that. So I think that's definitely a very good way of doing it. I did dig out a lot of stone to find all of that, so it wasn't very forgiving on my pickaxe, but now we've got these 2 spawners, we've done quite well out of it. So I've got the skeletons over here, and the drowns in here, so let's put that in our offhand, and give this a go. So yeah, XP from this, absolutely brilliant. And another great thing from this is we've got copper. Look at this. Over 1.5 stacks of copper ingots. That is absolutely... Oh, I've got a bit more in there as well. Stack of 43. Nice. So yeah, I did say last time we're not going to get absolutely loads out of this, but this is nothing to turn your nose apart. That's not bad, that. And then obviously the skeletons. Loads of XP from these as well. But unfortunately, we are running out of room now. Yeah, and I definitely need to sort out a proper storage system down here. And while I've been mining and killing all these things, I did actually see a glow squid spawn in here. Because this is dark, a glow squid spawned, I think it was down here actually, and I did see it going up here. So, accidental glow squid farm as well. Can't complain. But we are not going to be spending any more time around here today. I'm going to have a little bit of a break from the 1.17 area, because what I want to do now is get back to the project we're working on before we updated to 1.17. And that was the Ocean Monument. So, let's go see what's been happening over there. Okay, so over at the Guardian farm, and I did a thing. I said last time I wanted to cover this whole area in sea lanterns, and it's a lot, but as you can see, I did it. Don't ask me why. I don't know. But it is done. That was the challenge I set myself, and I've done it. And as you can see over here, I've been doing a little bit more work. So I dug out this area down here. Now, it doesn't look like a lot, but most of this was covered in lava, so it has taken me a lot of time to dig all this out. I did have to remove all of the lava. I did start bucketing it out first, but then I switched to gravel because there's only so much lava you can keep. And then I've started adding in the first part of the collection system. So what we're going to do is have minecarts going up and down here, and each of these represents each track. So each minecart is going to cover a 3 wide area, and then once it gets to that end over there, it's going to come back and then dump everything into a water stream that is going to be sat on top of this ice. So I think what we should do first is actually build up one of them, and we can see how it's going to work. And to do that, we are going to need a lot of stuff. So I've got my nerd box here that's got all my redstone components in it. Mainly need hoppers, droppers, redstone. I'll take the powered rails, I didn't know they were in there. Bit of redstone, comparators and repeaters. Torch as well. I think that's it. Let's take a few more droppers because I'm going to need to do them all the way along there. And the other thing is, I need an absolute ton of powered rails. But luckily, we do have a crazy gold farm. So I'm going to take a stack of these blocks and turn all of that into powered rails. Because, I've got to fill this whole area. Now, wouldn't it be really funny if I didn't have any sticks at all? Let's do that. Those were full of sticks, but none left. What is going on? Well, that's rather annoying. Alright, I've got some wood in here. Let's go with that. Okay, so that's not quite enough, but it's definitely enough to get us started. So let's go give this a try. Okay, so I suppose it'd make sense to get the track in first, wouldn't it? So we're just going to lay this all the way along here. And this one is definitely the easiest to start on, because I did say they are 3 wide, but that is starting at this one. So this one will go down there, up this one, and down there, and then it'll go to that block there and come back. But as you can see here, we do have another block there, directly in front of this one, and that is just because of the way this is divided up. This one is just going to be 1 lane, and then the rest of them are going to be 3. So let's just lay this all the way along, and then we can work on the redstone. And then at this end as well, we actually want to replace this last one with a normal rail. And that means we can turn the minecarts off from a switch that we're going to have in our storage area. For now, we'll probably just do this fairly manual way. So let's just put some redstone there like that. And we'll do... Actually, I'll need a repeater there, won't I? So let's stick that in there like that. And then just do a few more like this. I'm going to replace all this, make the blocks look nice. But for now, let's just stick that there. And then we can have that going like that. Just need to put some redstone blocks under here, and then we can do the drop-off section at the other end. Okay, so we've got that rail in all the way along there, and that is all powered. And now we need to do the next bit. So the rails are just going to carry on up here, like this. And then what we're going to have is glass on the side of here, on both sides. And then what we're going to do is have a water stream coming down this way. So actually, let's just put it in so you can see what I'm talking about. But we'll have the water flowing down that way. We're going to have a dropper right here facing down, and it's going to spit the items into the water stream. Quite a few episodes ago, I built a automated flower farm that used this exact circuit. And I did say I stole the design from somewhere, and this is what I was talking about. This is where I got it from. Yeah, so the thing I really like about this design is that it's basically 2 circuits in one. So we have the automated dropper circuit. So it's going to spit all the items out into there. But then on top of that, we also have the minecart unloader going directly into the dropper. So we're going to put hoppers on it like this. And then the minecart is just going to go straight up on top of there. But we're going to miss out one of the powered rails. And we're going to have this one that we can turn on and off depending on if there's anything inside this hopper. We'll just put that one there. And then this is the one that we're going to turn on and off. Okay, so this is just a standard thing. I'm sure you've seen this before. But what we're going to do is take a comparator. And that's going to read what's in this hopper. Then from there, actually, let's do this in order. So from there, we're going to have a torch that will power this block. And then after that, we're going to have a repeater. And then having a repeater there will power this powered rail here. So if I put anything into here, that will turn that off. So that means the hopper minecart will stay there until everything has been taken out of here. So we'll take that out, and it comes back on. The next thing is fairly similar. So if we just put another block there, and then we also need a comparator there as well. So that is telling me that there's something in that dropper. And then similar thing, so we'll have a block there, and then we need one further down. Do I have any redstone dust? Yes, I do. What a surprise. Okay, I'll pull that there. Block there. Okay, so we'll have a repeater coming out of this block. And then we also need a redstone dust there. So that is now pulsing because there's something in there. And if we take that out, that will turn off. But now all we need to do is just run that signal to this dropper, and then it'll start throwing all the items out into the water stream. Okay, so we're just going to have a block there and a block there, and if we just put redstone dust there like that, that should do it. So if we now put something in there, what we got? Let's put the sea lanterns in. That's it. So it's thrown all the sea lanterns out, and now it's turned off. So what we can also do as well, just to test that both of these work, we'll put what we got. Let's put the torches in there. So this is turned off. Spin the items out. The powered rail comes back on, and this is turned off. So that's it. Simple as that. And then this water stream will carry all items down here into a big fancy storage system. Okay, so you know what's coming now? I need to get the rest of these built. So this was a simple one. So I just need to put all the rails in. I think I'll do that first. And then I'll come back and then we'll build another, what have we got? 20? So another 19 of these, I think. I've got a lot of work to do. So let's get on with it. That is a lot of powered rails. So we've got it all done. And this is all done as well. So we've got all the powered rails in, and all of the drop-off stations are all complete as well. Now, this took some doing, so it's definitely a few hours later for me now. And powered rails. This was the tricky bit. Getting all these in. Well, actually, crafting them was the trickiest bit. All the gold I had in here is pretty much gone. I'm down to my last 2 stacks of gold blocks now. And I had to go across to my witch hut perimeter to get the redstone and the sticks to craft all these, but as you can see, it's all in now, so that is absolutely brilliant. And then we got all this done at the end. Unfortunately, I've just had to rebuild a little bit of it because a creeper followed me just as I'd finished the last one. So, never mind, I've got all that done. And then at the other end, we've got in all of the redstone to turn these minecarts on. So as you can see here, next to the blocks, all of these powered rails are off. And then we have this lever here, which will just turn them all on. So that means we can stop the minecarts when we're not using the farm, which is definitely a very good thing to do, because if you don't do that, minecarts can do very funny things if you leave the area. So we'll leave that off for now, and then we can get the minecarts in there and test that all this is working, because all these powered rails are powered by redstone blocks, but because we're at bedrock level, I've had to shift some of them about a bit, and because I've done that, I may have missed some of these. So the easy way to figure that out is just set the minecarts off and see what happens. So we'll do that in a second, but I'm not 100% sure on what I want to do next. I'm trying to make this look nice as I go along, but to do that, these walls are always going to be a problem, aren't they? So I think what I actually want to do is get up there and get rid of this sand, and also the blocks down here as well, but that's quite a lot of digging. And before I can do the sand as well, I need to fill in all of this with compressed ice down here, because that's what I've decided to go for. But I don't know if I want to do that right now. I may just go ahead and do the storage system. I need to have a think about this. Okay, you know what? I think I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to get rid of all this sand and all this stone and all the janky blocks on here and have compressed ice going all the way down. So you may be thinking I probably should have done all that before I put everything in that could be damaged by water. But I have thought about this. I've got this barrier at the side, but this isn't actually necessary either, because one of the changes in 1.17 is that you can now actually use minecarts underwater. That means they also can't be washed away by water like they used to be, because this in the past would have been an absolute disaster and I've had to replace all those, but doesn't do it anymore. Still putting the barrier there anyway, just in case. And then the thing that could be damaged by it is the redstone. Now, I'm not too worried with that at that side, because it is all undercover. And I should really stop zooming with Optifine, shouldn't I? Should do this, it's way cooler. Down here, we also have this redstone, which I know it's not much of a trouble to replace. But what I've done to defend that is just leave these blocks out here, so any water that does come down will flow straight into there. So I think what I'm going to do now is start placing this compressed ice and tidying this place up a little bit. Okay, so I'm making a little bit of progress, but I have just seen this fella here, and I've got to have this, haven't I? Yes, there we go. I think this zombie's broken. Okay, so we now have all of the ice in all the way around. So that took a bit of doing, but we got there. And I also went to the trouble as well of digging this part out, because as you can see by these holes here, these icebergs often have just patches of water in them. So as you can see, all these here, that's what they are, and they would have been in this side as well. So if I'd have just left that and not done that bit and then dug this one out, then the water would have flowed down there, which is what we're trying to avoid. So I did that, patched all that in, and I've done that all the way around, and I did it on those two as well. So hopefully once we get rid of all this sand and all the blocks on this level here, we should be okay. We have snow down there, and that's because while it's been doing this, it has been snowing, and I completely forgot it did that around here. But now we're in 1.17, I've taken advantage of that, and I've set up some cauldrons over here. And as you can see, we are doing alright. It does take a while for these to fill up, but we've got quite a few here that are at level 1. I think that was level 2, but then this one here, we have the first one at level 3. So, let's do it. First powdered snow. Is that not an advancement? I could have sworn that was an advancement. I'm going to freeze. Yeah, I'm freezing. Okay, that was very anticlimactic, wasn't it? Never mind. Alright, no, the advancement is walking on powdered snow with leather boots. So, don't have any leather boots on me at the moment, but we will do that at some point. Okay, so I suppose now we can actually start taking this sand down, can't we? Now, I really shouldn't have placed them there, but whatever. We'll do this over here. Do this side first, and hopefully this is going to look really good. Now, I should just dig down and do the torch trick, shouldn't I? That'd make way more sense. Let's do that. How far down can I go here? Not that far off it. Alright. That was not very dramatic. Alright. I'm really missing the replay model at the minute. This is the kind of thing I'd do in that, but unfortunately, you're just going to have to see it from my point of view, which, I know, it's not fun. Anyway, I think this is something I can do off camera, isn't it? We'll get all this done, and then we can see how it looks. But before we do that, I did actually say I was going to test all of these minecarts, didn't I? But then I just didn't bother doing it. So let's give that a go now. Okay, so now all the minecarts are in. We just need to turn this redstone on, and hopefully they'll all set off and not get stuck anywhere. So let's give this a go. Okay, first failure straight away. What's going on there? Alright, no power there. Can I steal this one? Right, that's all powered now. So let's try this one again. You go there. Now, has anything else got stuck anywhere? No, this is all looking good, isn't it? Right, so if we turn this off, they all should stop back at these blocks. So, right, so they're all going up there as well. And come straight back down, obviously, because they've got nothing in them. And then they'll do the loop around again, and then go back and stop there. Okay, so that's not bad. They've all done, I think, 2 laps now, and there was only that 1 block where they weren't missing, so that's not bad. And it was this one, wasn't it? But now he's stopped there. Brilliant. Okay, are these coming back? Ah, they've all stopped. That's great. If you followed Nembon's tutorial for this, you may know that you need to put slabs on top of where these are, but with some of the recent changes, he did an update video and said that you actually need to lower them down ever so slightly. So instead of using slabs, we're actually going to be using carpet, which is slightly more difficult to place, but it will actually end up looking better in the end because the light will shine through them, because light doesn't shine through slabs anymore, but it still does come through carpet. So once we cover this whole thing in carpet, which is going to be an absolute nightmare because I don't have a load, but we'll do that. But what I could do as well is actually do some pixel art on here. I'm not going to do that yet because I don't have a design for it, but if anyone can think of anything I could put in here, please let me know in the comments because that would be a lot of fun. But I do just have a bit of cyan wool. I did grab it and I really need a sorting system, don't I? But there it is. Right. So I'm just going to use cyan for now because I think that's the best combination with the prismarine. And then once this is all covered, we're very, very close to being able to use this farm. So we just need to put the water into here and then have some kind of basic collection area over here. Probably just some hoppers and chests for now until we get the proper thing going. The only problem I have is actually getting enough carpet to do this because I don't have an automated wool farm in this. So I'm going to have to spend some time over at my starter villages getting some carpet. But I don't think I'm going to do that now. What we're going to do is work on these walls. So I'm going to get rid of all the sand and then we can see what that looks like after I've done that. Okay, and a long time later, we have one of these walls done. That took an absolute age. I decided to do it without setting a beacon up, and that was a big mistake. I'm definitely going to use a beacon to do the other 3 walls. This took far too long. But as you can see, we've got all the eggs down this side now, and we've even put the glass in on this side, which I keep forgetting is there and flying straight into it, but never mind. So yeah, I think this looks pretty good. It is going to have some more to it. I'm going to have some like supports in front of it. Probably with prismarine bricks, just going up, looks like it's a framework holding everything up. I think that could look really good. I also came in here and put the water in. So I did test it briefly. I set the minecarts running and I just threw a few items out there and they all came through, which was great. There was one dropper that wasn't working because of the creeper explosion earlier, but I fixed that now, so it is all working. Now, I would like to give this a proper test with the guardians dropping down, but the problem is, without having anything at this level, the guardians would actually stop the minecarts from going back and forth. But what we could do is turn this on, let the guardians drop down without the minecarts running, and then turn it off and then turn the minecarts on. And why is there a creeper stood right there? I definitely need to light this place up a little bit better. I thought I was doing well. Right, let's deal with him first. Thank you. Then we can turn the farm on. Okay, so we now have guardians dropping down, which is what I like to see. And the drops will just stay on there until they get picked up by the minecarts. So I'm not going to do this for too long, just leave it here for a couple of minutes, because anything longer than 5 minutes they'll start despawning. And turn this off. And now we can set the minecarts running. Okay, so they're running along there now. I should pick everything up and put them into the water stream at the end. So if we just go down there, we should be able to start picking this up. I do plan on putting those switches in a much more convenient location. We don't want to have to go up there and then down here through the minecarts. And look at all those coming through already. Oh my god. This is just from a few seconds. What? That's mad. This farm is... I can't even pick this up. This farm is brilliant. I love it. Right, I've got a chest. Yes, I have a chest. What did we get? Look at that. That's from next to no time at all. That is absolutely amazing. Very happy with that. That's brilliant. I would call that a successful test. Right, but before I can actually use the farm properly and have both running at the same time, I definitely need to go get the carpet. So I think I'm going to go across to my starter village now and see what I can do about that. Okay, so here we are back in the barn at the starter village, and this is where I need to spend some time. Because as you can see, we do have a few sheep in here, and have I got any food for them? There we go, I'll take that. Right, because there's nowhere near enough here. I've got this shulker box, and as you can see, it's empty, and I definitely need to fill this full of cyan wool to have enough carpet to cover that whole guardian farm. And even a whole shulker box won't be enough. I think I need about 30... about 40 stacks actually. So yeah, getting on for 2 shulker boxes, which could take quite a while. So I'm going to breed up the cyan ones, and I do have a bit of cyan dye as well. I'll dye some of the others, breed a few of them up, and then I've got a bit of iron on me, so I'll make some shears and start shearing them. This is going to be fun. Okay, so I have made a little bit of progress, as you can see in here. We're not doing too bad, got 6 stacks so far, and most of these in here are cyan sheep. Just now, I left this gate open, and the sheep are trying to escape. Who knew that sheep could climb ladders? And for some reason, they won't come back down. They'll look at me when I'm holding wheat, but... You coming? What am I supposed to do about this? And there it is. That didn't take too long at all. We now have a full shulker box of cyan wool and another 13 stacks there. So that is 40 stacks, and that's, I believe, exactly what we need. So I can now turn these 40 stacks of wool into 60 stacks of carpet and go put them all in my gardening farm. That sounds like fun, doesn't it? Yeah, it's not that big an area, is it? Oh, why do I start these things? I suppose we should craft some carpet, shouldn't we? And get on with it. Should I leave this in the video unedited? The whole thing. Start to finish. No? Okay. Right, I'm going to get all this in. And then we should be good for turning the farm on for a proper test. Okay, so that is now all completely done. But I have 7 stacks of wool left. So my calculations were absolutely shocking, but at least we had more than not enough. Right, I'm excited now. I want to give this a test. So they can go that way. And let's get these falling. There they come. And they should be getting picked up pretty much instantly. So let's stand down here and see what we've got coming across. Okay, so I think this is the first full lot of minecarts coming in now. And look at this. This is crazy. I'll just stand here crafting sea lanterns. Okay, so I did stand there doing that for a little bit. Crafting up a few of the sea lanterns. But because of the way this farm works, in the minecarts go and collect everything and then drop them all off, and they tend to be in sync and do it at the same time, so you tend to get things coming through in batches rather than in a constant stream. So what I decided to do was actually make a start on actually doing a proper collection system. Now, this is not what this is just a temporary one until I can get a proper item elevator done and figure out a proper storage area. But what I did is I dug through this wall, and I'm going to put an item elevator in here, but as you can see, from all this obsidian, there was an absolute ton of lava behind here. So I have spent a lot of time digging out obsidian. So that did slow me down a great deal. But I've just extended the water stream a little bit and put a few chests down here. And as you can see, they're already backing up. But I have been crafting up sea lanterns as well. And this is what I've got so far. This is absolute madness. And I also have a chest full of fish. And as you can see, I'm throwing the rest of it away because it's just absolutely crazy. It's going alright. And we do have a few things down here as well. So some more sea lanterns I need to be crafting up. Absolute madness. I love this farm. And I did do a little bit of caving as well. I've lit up a few of the caves that we've got just behind here. And then I also went up on the surface and started lighting up some of the icebergs we've got up there. At night, you get an absolute ton of mobs spawning up there. So obviously that will slow it down as well. So the more things we can get lit up, less mobs spawning everywhere, the more guardians we want to get spawning in here. Okay, so next time, we're definitely going to get on with the sorting system. And I'm probably going to put it up there somewhere. It's definitely on this side because obviously that is the way that the water stream's going, and that room should be quite cool. We're going to have a way of crafting up the blocks much easier. We'll have a massive storage system for the massive amount of items we get out of this, and then we'll also wire up these switches so we can turn on the minecarts and the farm itself from up there as well. So a lot to do. It should be a lot of fun. That between episodes I also have a lot of work to do as well. I definitely want to get all of this done. So the ice that we've got on this side, I want to repeat that on all the other sides, get rid of all the sand and all the blocks below it, and then we also need to place the glass all the way around as well, because I do believe I am losing the odd few drops off the side. It's probably not a lot, but we'll do it anyway. If you do enjoy crazy projects like this, please make sure to check out my Ramblecraft series, which is an SMP I play on and make videos on, and I do lots of crazy stuff like this. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, please go check that out. But for now, I'm going to leave it there. So if you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.